Evening, guys. What's going on? Uh, it's 5:54 in West Coast time, PM. Still to November 26, 2025. Weaver, Jancy, Roseman, California. The diary of a griever named John Weaver, which is me. Yeah. Should we talk politics? I've been off the grid for a long while, but I caught it earlier today, and I hadn't seen what the final result is of what happened because of the two National Guardsmen. I haven't seen any flashbacks coming through anything, seeing if they lived or died. And what a tragedy if they did. From what was posted a long while ago, they're still critical. But that being said, I knew something would happen that would trigger the old trash bag to send more troops into Washington, D.C. and be upset about everything. He's in Mar-a-Lago. He's protected. Vice President Vance, during that time of the shooting, wasn't even at the White House. He was somewhere else. But Shooter didn't know that. Shooter didn't care. Shooter just shot. So, I don't know what the rest of the information is. I'm still waiting for stuff to come through. And what you hear right now is the dog of mine having conniption fits. What else is there? While other people in different parts of the country are trying to celebrate Thanksgiving, trying to get to places for Thanksgiving, we question ourselves about what we're grateful and thankful for. In 1 second, I got to deal with She Must Be Obeyed. She must be obeyed. I have been venting on different shows that either would get me emotional depression or, at best, realizations and metaphorical comparisons to what is being presented to us and what we should be scared of living crap out of. And right now, we should be scared of living crap out of. Because I'm seeing it in real life. I'm seeing it happen in real life right now. I know it's crazy for me to bring up all these examples. But sometimes it does take a bit of a mindset, a bit of a quirk, a time, anything to get some kind of connection, and then boom, everything makes too much sense and everything else goes hell in a handbasket at that point. I'm watching the cartoon series of Justice League International. It came out between 1999 and 2003, somewhere in that time period. And as a fanatic of cartoons, I like them. Especially the superheroes. I always have to look at somebody who's got different moral values than us and fights harder to accomplish something that may or may not be acceptable. And the original series of Justice League started off the Justice League International, but also set up the elements for political intrigue that's similar to the thing we're dealing with right now. Granted, we don't have superheroes, as in costume characters with or without powers, with or without gadgets. We have simply us common folk. But sometimes there are examples in there that for the heroes are struggling like crazy to make a difference in life. There's always something that terrifies a portion of a government or the government that they don't want to have going. And they'll do anything and everything they can do to stop it, including creating disasters for people to react or overreact. And doesn't matter which particular group of people, either a small amount to a country to the world. And the more I keep seeing these kind of shows, I'm reminded of it. I'm reminded of the characters inside the series of Justice League International. You guys might want to research your DC history. I mean, it's complicated and convoluted since what, the 30s or 40s of the 20th century. What they're trying to show people are more than human, struggling for survival among the other humans, to live among them, but fighting for ideas and ideologies. We even had them in the Marvel comics and DC comics and different other comic series out there before they got merged or faded out into history. But they were going after the bad guys, whoever they were. But who are our heroes these days? Because right now, we don't know who or what they are, and how we're going to be able to utilize them, or what they're trying to do for us. And in our own world, we've got politicians, we have community cheerleaders or commissioners or other people who are struggling like crazy, trying to initiate the general public to make a stand for one thing or another. And sometimes we're not quite sure what that other is. Why are we making the stand? Because we need to, we have to, and we're trying to save our lives, our face, our values, whatever we're trying to save. But in order for the other guy to create the chaos and confusion, they have to be worse. And keep saying to us that they are the heroes. They are, and the other guys who are struggling with what we know is good and righteous, they're the villains. Putting it into a simple comic reference here. And the more I kept watching the series over and over again, the more I got the political overtones. And it changes every time there's something happening in this current lifetime compared to what other medias and mediums were trying to show us. What we interpret, what we can interpret, or what's being misinterpreted one way or another. Now, I knew that the president would be overreacting. If there was an attack made, a major one by violence, there would be troops coming in. But is it caused by a lone wolf, or is it a plant or something? I mean, I know it sounds like it's a conspiracy situation, but it is things sometimes I think about. Especially when I'm dealing with a lunatic and paranoid government right now. An administration that is pulling a lot of stops out of being the anti-matter of things. We're so used to the matter, but the anti-matter, going against rules, regulations, laws, constitutions, precedents that's already been set up a long time ago to prove that they are in right, they are in charge, and they're doing everything they can to help with us. But the problem is, it isn't helping us a damn bit, because we're still having the issues left and right. So how are we supposed to be able to deal with that one? That's the question we keep asking ourselves. What are we supposed to be doing at this point? We're yelling, we're screaming, we're protesting, we're shouting up a great deal. We're hoping that the lower courts will do something. It always depends on the higher court whether or not they're going to get after dead ass and do something. And whether or not we've actually got congressional folks who are actually getting sick and tired of all the damn hate games. Are they willing to do something that's righteous, or do they think they're doing something righteous and we think it's totally opposite? I never thought in these kind of terminology, in these kind of terms, in this kind of thought pattern a long time ago. I talked about it with my mother, but I really didn't think, I really didn't imagine, I didn't envision that I'm in a situation right now where I'm trying to dispel what I feel and what I believe in, and how I'm thinking about things. What's important? What is important? What do we clarify, classify, dignify it as important? What is it that we really give a hoot about? Because I'm hearing a hell of a lot of comments coming from a right, left, center, and what's the right one? We're looking for someone else to point the way without us trying to see it in ourselves, what we understand, what we should be understanding. And right now, I don't understand it a damn thing. But what I can tell you, we are struggling. Tomorrow is the 27th. It's Thursday, November 2025. And for that particular date, we have Thanksgiving. Last Thursday of the month of November. Doesn't matter what number it would be. If it's the last Thursday, then it's the last Thursday. And we are having a nationalized Thanksgiving holiday where we're supposed to be identifying what's grateful and what we're thankful for. We can be grateful and thankful for the larger things or the smaller things that happen in our lives. We can hopefully take stock in this and be grateful for the little things that sometimes actually add up and matter a damn. Even a word of kindness or a gesture or something. To let people know that this is a holiday of trying to be grateful and thankful for the little things. Not the major things, but the little things in life. I've been struggling with that a long while. And for me, when you lose a lot of family like I have over the years, it builds up to a point where sometimes I look at the holiday season and I can't feel it. On the day designated we're supposed to feel it, I'm like a day afterwards. I'm a delayed reaction, or I won't feel it at all. It'll just be another day. It's bad enough when I go through emotional triggers left and right that would put me into a state that I couldn't look at anything positive or happy, grateful or thankfulness. Nothing. I am crying my eyeballs out because I hurt, I have lost. And it's hard to reconcile that. It's hard to reconcile that kind of grief of things, of people, of ideas, ideologies, the things that I hold dear. What am I truly grateful for in this year, in this season, in this time, in this day, in this period that I'm in right now? And I have to ask myself on that. Little things, as I said before, do add up. How many pennies can you collect to make $1? How many dollars or how many pennies does it make $2, $3, $5, $10, $20? $1 million? You're looking at the bills. You're not looking at the pennies. A metallic object worth something? A value we placed on it? Not just a numerical value. Not just a numerical value. The little things that add up. And hopefully we can understand it more. And right now, I hold something precious in my arms, even though she is a pain in the ass. I'm grateful and thankful, even though she is a pain in the ass, and she whines like crazy. If I happen to put her down on the ground, she's going to be whining because she wants to be back up here again. She wants it that badly all the time. And we have to fight at night, each night, for a long time. For her to settle down so I can get maybe about an hour and a half sleep each night. If I'm lucky, maybe a little bit longer. And if she's not being paid attention enough to, this is what she goes through. But the thing is, I'm grateful for the pain in the ass because she is here with me right now. You know, she's frustrating and she wants and she wants. She's got the attention. But now she just wants to be put on the ground and fuss. And after that, she'll be going in a circle and screaming and yelling at me because what she wants right now, she can't communicate effectively enough, but she'll yell at me for it. See what I mean? See the example? You may think this particular dog is spoiled rotten, and so do I, all the time. 20 years with this dog. She wants everything. And I must. I gotta put her back into my arms. Give me a second. And let her know that she is wanted and needed. And I'm grateful and thankful she's still here with me. A penny among many, even for today. I don't know about tomorrow. I'll have to start doing accounting again tomorrow. But we'll see. For a lot of people, I probably would wish a happy Thanksgiving. But I'm wishing you a very somber one. A very somber. Find your pennies. Find the value of those pennies. And hopefully they'll be adding up to something truly grateful and being thankful for. That being said, guys,